You may or may not know that Elmhurst was once home to a man who traveled hundreds of thousands of miles around the world on the way to claiming the title World's Most Traveled Man. I'm Dan Lund, Curator of Collections at the Elmhurst History Museum, and you're watching Elmhurst History in Focus. Jesse Hart Rosdail was born and raised on a farm near Springview, Iowa on February 10, 1914. Rosdail's yearning for travel began at a young age, sparked by trips out west with his family to America's national parks. Those experiences left Rosdail with an insatiable longing to travel abroad. Upon graduation from college at the University of Iowa in 1934, Rosdail took off for a tour of Europe. The voyage spanned 10 months, 33 countries, and 11,000 miles on bicycle. He accomplished this feat with $300 cash and a second-hand bike that he purchased in Germany that he affectionately called Jacqueline. The experience left Rosdail with a lifelong passion for world travel. After moving to a small frame house at 286 Elm on the north side of Elmhurst with his wife Dorothy in the early 1940s, Rosdail worked at a variety of jobs that allowed him to travel abroad for long stretches of time. Following what he described as a middling career in business, he eventually became a social studies teacher at Glen Hill Elementary School in Glendale Heights, allowing him to take advantage of months-long summer vacations to expand his growing list of visited countries. Rosdail traveled frugally, usually moving by bicycle and simply pitching a tent when it came time to rest. Referring to his first voyage to Europe, he wrote that he slept on Russian haycocks and in Spanish jails, and ate with the common man, whether in Scotland or in Turkey. He maintained this Spartan ethos throughout his life while on his adventures across the globe, even after hanging Jacqueline up for retirement to travel by auto in his older age. In 1968, the Guinness Book of World Records took note, checked the evidence, and found that Rosdail had surpassed Robert Ripley of Ripley's Believe It or Not fame to become the world's most traveled man, a record that would stand for another 10 years. In addition to traveling, he wrote several books about his exploits as well as other topics such as local history and genealogy. His first travelogue, Biking Alone Around the World, described his 19-month journey to Australia, New Zealand, and Africa in 1947. By the end of his life, Rosdail had, by his own account, traveled more than 1.5 million miles and visited 222 of 226 possible different nations and territories. After succumbing to an illness that struck him while traveling in North Africa, Rosdail sadly passed away in November 1977. His final book, Adventures of a Globetrotter, was published the following month. His record was a remarkable feat, and the circumstances of the time make it all the more impressive. It is far easier today, with the help of the internet and modern infrastructure, to match the miles that he achieved. But Rosdail's penchant for meticulous planning, frugal living, and infectious optimism enabled him to achieve a world record that arguably cannot be matched in the same spirit today.